All right, we're back at it talking about some more sales process. And today we're going to be talking about, how many phone calls are you making when you're following up with your leads? Are you calling them time and time again? Are you calling them one time a week? Are you calling them, once a month? How much are you following up with your customers and your customer leads? Because if you didn't close them on the day that you got them, maybe they were a walk-in up and, you took them through the sales process and we just weren't able to close the deal for whatever reason, then we still need to be reaching out and following up with these customers because these customers are going to buy an RV, whether it be today or in a month or in a year. If they looked at your product and services, they're very likely to buy one of them, whether it be again today, tomorrow, next year, next week. It doesn't matter. Really, what's going to happen is when they find a salesperson, excuse me, who's able to learn their needs, wants, and emotions, that's the salesperson who's going to get the deal, right? So that's why, I'm always preaching on finding our customers' emotions and getting to their needs and to their wants, and then, meeting their needs and wants with an RV that you have or a product or service that you have. Because if you don't and can't learn their true needs and wants, it's always going to be hard to close the deal, right? So, we have to be able to dig into our customers, learn their emotions, learn their needs, learn their wants. And the next thing, we have to be willing to make the phone calls. There's, I see salespeople time and time again, whether it be senior salespeople, brand new salespeople, or either salespeople that are just kind of unmotivated, whatever the case is, kind of stuck in the middle, call it maybe, and they're just not making the activity. They're not making the amount of phone calls. They're not sending the amount of emails that they need to send to be able to meet and exceed their goals and the dealership's goals. Right. So if you get an internet lead in, this is where we're going to start. Let's start with an internet lead, right? Because if we get an up, excuse me, if we get a walk-in up, we should be closing them today. That's the best lead you're going to get as a walk-in lead. They're hot. They're ready to buy a unit. They're at your dealership in person, which is easier to control the sale. There's not as many, factors that come into the deal when you're on your home turf at the dealership. So, when a customer comes in and a walk-in up, we really need to focus down and get those sales closed because those are going to be the easier leads for us to close. Next, when we get an internet lead, these are the leads that we need to be following up with and get an appointment scheduled with them. Because if they put an internet lead in this week, that means that they're probably searching other dealerships. They maybe put an internet lead in at another dealer or whatever the case is. And we want to be the first dealership to get them into the lot, get them looking through units so that we can close the deal and earn their business and bring them over to the dealership. So, if we're getting internet leads, these are the leads that we really need to be focusing on and calling on a daily, weekly basis and just making sure we're reaching out to them. So let's say we get a lead today on Monday. Sally, gave us a lead. She's looking for, let's just say a travel trailer, an RV, something like that, right? So she leaves us a lead and, we call her same day, 5, 10 minutes after we get the lead, so pretty close to the lead time. We call her, she doesn't answer, right? So what are we going to do now? Are we going to give up? Are we going to keep calling? What are we going to do? So one of the things that I like to do when I was in RV sales is, if you have a cell phone and they sent you a internet lead on a certain product, go shoot a quick video with your cell phone. Go out, say, hey, Sally, my name's Chris. This is the XYZ RV that you wanted to take a look at. Just wanted to show it to you in person so you can get an idea of how it looks. Here it is. And, go through the unit, do a walkthrough or something like that, and just get your face in there and then text that video over to Sally. And then what that'll do is Sally will be like, wow, I've never had somebody do that for me. And most people will read their text, right? We won't answer our phone calls, but we'll at least read the text. Doesn't mean we'll always, reply to the text. Well, we'll always read it. So if you send a video message and say, hey, Chris, I'm from XYZ dealership. Saw you looked at this unit. Here's a quick video I shot for you. so you can see what that unit looks like. Most of the time, that customer is going to watch the video and then they're going to look at it and then they're going to thank you for sending it over and be like, oh, thanks, that was cool. If you have anything else, send it over. Appreciate that. Or, what I like to do is, hey, here's a video of it. Let me know when you want to come in and take a look, right? Because I'm trying to set an appointment. I'm trying to get my customer into the dealership so I can run them through the sales process, right? So I'm going to call them. They're not going to answer. I'm going to leave a voicemail. Every time I'm going to leave a voicemail. We shouldn't be calling people and like ghost calling people. That's weird. Call them, leave them a voicemail. You called them for a reason. You didn't call them to hang up on them. You didn't call them not to leave a voicemail, right? So don't call someone and not leave a voicemail. Really weird, okay? Call them every single time, leave a voicemail. Now, I wouldn't go about just texting everybody in the world, right? I'd shoot one video text. If they don't respond or nothing, I'm not going to respond back because you can get into legal trouble by just texting people randomly that don't want you texted. The fact that they gave you an internet lead gives you the permission to text them once, but if they don't text back, don't continue spamming them. Go to the phone calls, go to the email, because those are not as regulated and you can't get as much trouble for making phone calls and sending emails. So don't just sit there and spam their phone text. If they didn't answer you, bad idea for you and your dealership. So send one text. If they respond, they're going to respond. If not, don't go crazy in there. Okay. So phone calls, text. We're going to send an email as well. So I sent a phone or I make a phone call. You don't answer. I leave a voicemail. I hang up. I go out to the unit. I shoot a video message. Or, if it's a different product or service, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. If you have their phone, possibly text them. That might have to adjust depending on your industry. So I'm going to shoot them a video text. Hey, this is the unit, blah, blah, blah. Take a look, schedule an appointment. Hopefully they text me back with an appointment. If they don't, I'm going to shoot them an email. Hey, saw you were looking at this. When do you want to come in and take a look at it? Today or tomorrow? Right? I'm trying to set the appointment with my internet lead as quick as I can because time has a way to kill all deals. And if you wait too long, then it's going to be harder to get them into the dealership. So the quicker we can connect after the lead comes in, if we connect 1 minute after the lead comes in, 10 seconds after the lead comes in, that's the best. Every second after that, it's going to be harder and harder for us to set the appointment. So we need to make sure we're making those phone calls. We shoot the text, we send the email. Now the next day, we should be calling and emailing again. Now, again, we're not going to go back to the text if they didn't answer us. But next day, let's call them and email them again. Let's call them and email them for 5 days in a row, 6 days in a row if you can. And then I guarantee you that customer is going to answer one of those days. Now, if you're typically calling them around 2 p.m. the same time every day and they don't answer, maybe you try to switch it up. Call them at 3 p.m., call them at 4 p.m., call them at, XYZ, right? Switch it up because maybe that time of day, they're just busy and they can't get to you. Right? So we need to be making sure we're calling every single day, especially when we get the lead first. We should at least call for 5, 6 days after that, day after day, to try to get that lead in. Because as much time that passes, once that lead is in and after, the harder it's going to be to get them in to take them through a walkthrough, whatever the case is there. Right. So, the truth is, this is a trick question here. How many calls are you making a day? We should be making call after call after call. If we are at our dealership and we are at our desk and we're not making phone calls to potential customers and clients, if we're not shooting emails and we're shooting texts, if we're just sitting there scrolling Facebook or looking at, things that don't make us any money, that don't help our customers grow, that don't help the dealership, then we're wasting our time. Stop wasting your time at the dealership. Start following up with these 1 month old, 2 month old, 5 month old, year old leads, the walk-ins you didn't close, the X, the Y, and the Z. While we're at our dealership, let's stay busy. Stay on the phone, stay calling, and let's make sure we're getting to the customers we need to get to. Because if we're not on the phone, then what are we doing? Right? A lot of the time, maybe if you're not on the phone, you're probably watching or, scrolling Facebook or watching TikTok videos, or maybe you're on YouTube, or, you're not doing anything that's going to get you in front of a customer set an appointment and move the needle forward, right? So, if we're at our work, if we're at our businesses, if we're at our dealerships and we're on the clock and we have nowhere to go, why not make the dials? Why not give our customers follow-ups? Why not send emails the whole time we're there so that when we get home, we feel good about the work that we did. We know we put in a lot of work. We know we contacted a lot of customers, and then we can relax when we get home. But if we're sitting at work all day, not making any calls, not making any connections, and we come home and we're not making any calls, not making any connections, I mean, you're probably not going to be a top performing salesperson. And if that's, not what you want, then do your dealership, do your company, do your business a favor and let them know that. Because in the sales industry, we have to have people who are willing to connect with customers and who are willing to go out and get work for businesses and help add value to customers' lives. If you're not willing to make those calls and do those things, then why would we want you on the sales team, to be honest, right? We need people that want to add value to our customers' lives and that are willing to follow up with these customers until we can do that, right? So, the answer to how many phone calls you're making a day should be, 100 plus, 50 plus. You should be calling people all day, every day. If you're not making 50 phone calls while you're at the dealership, sitting there for an 8-hour shift, then you made a mistake. And I guarantee you, if you start making 50 phone calls a day, at least to all of the leads that you've had while you're not actively in a deal, excuse me, I guarantee you that your sales numbers start to increase, right? You're going to be putting in more work than you ever did, right? Your days are going to feel shorter. But at the end of the day, who cares? We're at work. That's what we are there to do. So let's excel while we are there so that we can relax and have some fun while we're at the campground. Because, if you're a top performing salesperson in any industry, you're probably being paid a decent amount of money where you can travel, where you can have some fun, where you can enjoy life. And you can do that while knowing you're providing value to your customers. So, there's no excuse to be sitting at the dealership, not making phone calls, not following up, not trying to set the appointment, because that's what we get paid for as salesmen. We don't get paid for the close, right? We get paid in the follow-up. We get paid in the phone calls. We get paid in the text, in the emails. We get paid every time we hear the word no and we go for a yes. That's when we actually get paid, right? Just because the deal closes at the yes doesn't mean that's when we get paid, because there's a lot of steps that come before the yes that if we don't do properly, we can never get there. Okay. And follow up, calling our customers, making sure we're staying busy while we're at our dealerships and following up with the people that we have not closed yet, that is a big deal. So I can't stress this enough. If you're out there at your dealerships this week, let's make sure that we are on the phones. Let's make sure that we're making phone calls. Let's set a new goal where our goal is 50 phone calls a day. If we're making 50, let's set a goal to 75 or 100 calls a day. Let's ramp up the activity. That way we can get more deals signed and get more deals closed. Right? Because I promise you, when you start making more calls, when you start following up more, when you start putting in the activity needed to be a top performing salesperson, then you'll be surprised at how easy it is to close deals and reach those goals that you have for yourself. So my name is Chris Paulino. I'm with Infinite Media Resources. We do we can help you guys get more customers at your dealership or business. So if you need more lead generation, if you need more customer leads at your dealership or business, give me a call, 330-703-3930. Again, 330-703-3930. You can also get the book, Sell More, Live More Sales Training. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes & Noble. The link here is in this video. So go click on that link. Go buy the book. If you like to read, it's a great book. And it'll help you with that sales process. Okay. If you want to do virtual sales training, maybe you don't like to read, right? Maybe you don't want to go to Amazon and get Sell More, Live More Sales Training. Maybe you like to watch videos and listen to audio. We also have a Sell More, Live More sales training program that you can access online. It's only $9.97 a month or $97 for the whole program. So it's very inexpensive, and it can help you, get better at the sales process, get better at closing the deal, following up, and just get better at, whatever you're selling, whether it's RVs, whether it's services, whether it's cars, vehicles, homes. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're selling, the Sell More, Live More sales training program and process can help you get to where you want to go. So again, thank you for being here. If your dealership or business needs more customer leads, I'd love to help. We're helping people get, more customers in their dealerships, in their waterproofing companies, and their home service companies. And, we just want to help you guys grow. So if your company can use more business, if you guys could handle more customers, give me a call, 330-703-3930. Let's talk, because I can help and I can bring you more customers. So again, thank you for being here for this sales process. We're going to be talking about sales process all year, whether it's RVs, whether it's logistics, cars, homes. It doesn't matter. The sales process applies all the way throughout. So please go connect with me on LinkedIn. Go like our company or agency on Facebook, Infinite Media Resources. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Infinite Media Resources. That way you can be here and get the content that we put out, weekly, monthly, daily. All right. So again, give me a call, 330-703-3930 if you need more customers for your business or sales training for your sales team, because I'd love to help. And I'll see you on the next one.